Summer's in full swing and it's hot out there, but if you want to find a cool place, you need to go to Brook Green Gardens. Find out what it's all about coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at Myrtle Beach Lighting, the lighting store of the year at 4897 Highway 17 Bypass South in Myrtle Beach. We're focused on cool summer evenings in Brook Green Gardens, and we're visiting with its manager of major gifts, Bob MacConnell. Good morning, Bob.
Good to see you.
Thanks so much for coming in early on a Monday morning, and Myrtle Beach Lighting nice enough to let us in a little before they open up.
A great place to visit. I've actually purchased some lighting for my house here.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a great setting. We actually kicked off Carolina People after taking a 1.5-year hiatus. The show kicked off in 2002, ran to late 05, then came back on in January of 97, and our first week on the air was back here at Myrtle Beach Lighting. Bob Grabowski's been a longtime friend of the Herald, and his family and his great team here really made it happen. Lighting Store of the Year after year, is voted on by Herald readers.
Yeah, that's great.
And Brook Green Gardens, a lot of tremendous things going on down there. It's going to be a big, big summer, isn't it?
Brook Green, yes, a great summer. We have cool summer evenings coming, and we're all ready for folks to come visit. The gardens are absolutely pristine and beautiful, as they always are, but great fun this summer.
Absolutely, Bob. Real quick about yourself. Are you originally from the area?
No, I grew up in Miami. I've been in all across the country, and worked in the United Way system for 20 years, worked for the Scouts for 14 years, and worked for American Heart Association here when we moved here 4 years ago, and moved to Brook Green last November.
That's exactly right. Of course, the last time we were together, we were together at Architectural Surfaces, highlighting the upcoming Heart Walk at that time when you were helping the Heart Association out before transitioning to Brook Green Gardens, which was tremendous. And of course, just a couple weeks ago when we tried to get you in on Carolina People, I think you had some activity for your daughter going on that day.
Well, my daughter just graduated last weekend from high school from the Academy of Arts and Sciences in the Myrtle Beach system. And I don't know if you know about that school, but what a spectacular school. That was the best graduation ceremony I have ever been to.
Really?
They make it so personal. They do a video of all the students and show it to all the parents, because they're very creative folks there. And she was actually chosen as the best artist of the year in her group.
Is that right? Artist of the year.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And so we're very, very proud of her, and she's headed to the College of Charleston in the fall. So a lot of changes for her.
Is she planning on majoring in art? Is that something that she wants to get into as a profession, or is that just still what she was enjoying there at the academy?
No, she's a terrific artist. But what happens at the academy is that they, in their senior year, have to choose a kind of a major theme. And then they do, for instance, in the art department, they have to do 24 pieces of work of different mediums.
Right.
And she chose Galapagos Islands.
Oh,
and so she really loves animals, so she actually wants to be a veterinarian. I'm a little concerned that she'll not utilize her art talent, because she is a terrific artist. So anyway, we're really excited for her, and she's got a great future and a lot of excitement ahead of her.
That's tremendous, Bob. You've also got another daughter in the schools here in Horry County, I believe.
Yeah, she's goes to St. James, and she'll be a senior.
Great, good. So another one that's soon to head off, following your three boys' footsteps.
Yeah, she will. She wants to go to University of South Carolina, so that will make everybody in South Carolina happy. You know.
Still keep her in the Palmetto State and keep
There
your
you
dollars
go.
here in the state, which
Sure,
is great.
Sure.
How exciting, Bob. Well, of course, a lot of focus on Brook Green Gardens, and of course your tremendous crew down there. Bob Jewell recently recognized by an international outfit, I believe, for some special award.
Well, Bob was selected to be on the board of the National Sculpture Society.
Right.
And which is a very prestigious thing to do.
Oh, yeah.
And Bob has done an absolute beautiful job at
The
Brook
other
Green.
Bob, yeah.
The other Bob, yes. He's from the way I look at it is they've done such a great job of perfecting what I consider the product, which is Brook Green, which makes my job really easy of selling it to folks and involving them and partnering with businesses and such across the Grand Strand.
Sure, and you've got some tremendous sponsors for big events. Of course, Cool Summer Evenings, one of the things a lot of folks think about, which kicks off next Wednesday, the 18th. But of course, Nights of 1,000 Candles, another gigantic event coming up, which was actually last time we were together, last time Bob and I were together, the other Bob, we were there at the Holiday Cottage. Right. There on the grounds of Brook Green Gardens, not long after you had joined Brook Green Gardens, and got to hear him talk about Nights of 1,000 Candles, which sounds unbelievable.
Well, Nights of 1,000 Candles, this will be our 10th anniversary for Nights of 1,000 Candles.
Really? 10th anniversary?
Yeah, and it started, we had 1,700 people the first year. This last year we had almost 23,000 people.
No way, Bob.
The Nights of 1,000 Candles it goes for 3 weekends, essentially 7 nights, and the gardens are just so beautiful. It's breathtaking, and of course we have music throughout the gardens and entertainment. 3 entertainment tents. We have a food tent, and so on. It is a spectacular event. So, I'm just getting ready to kick off the sponsorship initiative for Nights of 1,000 Candles and invite companies to partner with us. It is, to my mind, one of the best sponsorship venues on the Grand Strand.
Sure.
Because of the number of folks that come and.
Oh yeah, so coming to a big event, but 7 times in a row.
Yeah, and I have, I've worked for a long time in the nonprofit world, and I have not ever worked an event where everybody leaves smiling, because it's just so spectacular. So anyway.
If a viewer was interested or worked with a business that could potentially be a partner with Nights of 1,000 Candles this year, what's the best number to call you, or could they?
Just give me a call at Brook Green. My telephone number is 235-6047.
Okay.
235-6047, and I'll come out and work with you about it. I have proposals that share all the different opportunities for sponsorship.
Benefits for the sponsors.
Right.
That's tremendous. The 235-6000 number is a great number to call if someone wants to get general information.
That's correct.
About Brook Green Gardens, and you all have a great website as well.
Yeah, and that's www.brookgreen.org.
Very easy to remember.
Yeah. And if they call the 6000 number, all they have to do is ask for me, and they will transfer them right to me as well.
Sure.
So
that's tremendous, Bob. Well, let's get into Cool Summer Evenings a little bit, since they kick off. Am I correct? Next Wednesday, June 18th?
That's correct.
Getting close.
Cool Summer Evenings will run for 9 weeks.
Right.
And essentially what we do is we keep the gardens open till 9. And our restaurant stays open as well, so people can come out for dinner.
Right.
But on Wednesday nights, we have a special theater presentation on each Wednesday night.
Great.
And we have actors that come out, and the first part of the season will be a 1-act theater presentation, and then there's 2 short plays that they do the latter part of the season.
Right.
Thursday night is really family night, and so we have special activities for kids at the zoo. And so parents bring their kids out, and they get to interact with the animals at the zoo. And I guess we've got an otter exhibit that's about ready to open as well.
I did not know that. An otter exhibit at Brook Green Gardens in your old zoo out there?
We have had an otter exhibit, but we put and built a new otter exhibit. So it has a big plexiglass windows. You'll be able to see the otters swimming under the water, and
really?
It's going to be very exciting. And people love otters, and so it's a great activity. And we'll keep the other otter exhibit, and we'll have otters in both, but it'll be really exciting. I guess we're getting ready to do a major expansion of our zoo.
No, I didn't know that. Real quick, Bob, before we get into that, for viewers who've never visited Brook Green Gardens, if they were coming in from the PD or coming in from southeastern North Carolina, what's the best way, or even if they were coming up, most of the folks on the southern end of our market in the Georgetown County area obviously know it, but for our viewers in the PD, What's going to be the best way for them to get to Brook Green Gardens?
Well, they just get over on 17 Business, or
Right.
because it's really business, and there is not a bypass there.
Sure.
And if you're coming south, it'll be on your right. It's right across from the state park.
Huntington Beach State Park.
Yes.
Right.
And Brook Green Gardens will be on your right. If you're coming from the south, it'll be on your left.
Good.
And you can't miss it because there's a sculpture of the Fighting Stallions out
Yes.
front, a big silver sculpture that's quite beautiful.
Absolutely. So whether coming from southeastern North Carolina or from the PD, just travel 501 on down, get on the 17 bypass heading south, and it's right down a little past the quaint fishing village of Murrells Inlet. I guess
That's
it
correct,
borders
yeah.
between Murrells Inlet and Bawley's Island.
Right.
Great location, very easy to find. You were about to get into expanding y'all's zoo?
Yeah, well, we have this week been undergoing our accreditation process because our zoo is the only accredited zoo on the coast of either North or South Carolina.
Oh, come on.
That's true.
Boy, Bob, that's another amazing thing I didn't know about Brook Green Gardens. The zoo at Brook Green Gardens is the only accredited zoo in the Carolinas on the coast.
That's
In
correct.
a coastal county.
That's correct.
Wow.
And so we have been accredited for 5 years, and we have just finished the process for a renewal. And that's very exciting. And we are working on an expansion of the zoo.
Right.
Our zoo is unique in that we can only display animals that are indigenous, native to the South Carolina lowlands. And so all the animals, we don't have any exotic lions and tigers there, but we're going to expand and create a black bear exhibit.
A black bear exhibit? Right.
Red wolf exhibit.
Wow.
We will have a puma exhibit and a bobcat exhibit, which will all be new, a wetlands exhibit. So that's all part of the master plan for the zoo.
That is tremendous, Bob.
Very exciting.
How does Brook Green Gardens operate? Is it funded by the state? Is it funded by private donations? Is it funded by area businesses that make it happen? Do they have a big foundation?
We do not receive state funding.
Okay, good. Even for the zoo.
There is a foundation that was set up by the Huntingtons back in the 30s when they opened Brook Green.
Right.
And what happens is some of our money comes from that.
Right.
We own the Huntington Beach State Park. Brook Green is comprised of 9,200 acres.
Is that right? 9,200 acres.
Right.
I didn't know that.
Made up of 4 old rice plantations when
Right.
the Huntingtons purchased it. And so we lease the property where the state park is on to the state, so we receive some income from that.
Good.
We receive income from folks who are members of Brook Green Gardens.
Right.
And we have over 7,400 member households in South Carolina and throughout the country and in the world who are members of Brook Green Gardens, annual members. So we received over $1 million in revenues from that. I work specifically with with businesses
Sure.
to try to build relationships and partnerships with businesses, and like our sponsorship initiatives and so on.
Right.
We just created a new business membership program.
Yes, and we want to talk about that.
What it is that we've had individual memberships at Brook Green for a very long period of time.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And what we wanted to do is extend the benefits of Brook Green to our business friends like we do to our individual friends.
Right.
And so the benefits include such things as family memberships, such things as tickets to Nights of a Thousand Candles, tickets to admission tickets, on up to use of some of the facilities. We have some really beautiful facilities. As you probably know, and I think you've actually shot this show at Holiday Cottage.
Many times, yes, and have
is-
filmed Russell there as well.
Which
Yes.
is a beautiful facility.
We love it.
Yeah, we have the Low Country Education Center.
Right.
That is also a top-notch facility. We have you can do PowerPoint presentations. Businesses have started to use that. Georgetown Hospital uses that when they get their folks together from Waccamaw, from Georgetown, because we're kind of between the two.
Sure.
Anyway, so companies are really interested in utilization of the facilities, and so we've really tried to embrace that.
And you, Bob, on a year-round basis, in addition to building the new business membership program, you're focused on sponsorships for cool summer evenings, for instance, Nights of a Thousand Candles. How about the Brook Green Gala? Are you involved in that as well?
I have not been involved in the Brook Green Gala this year.
Right.
There is some discussions about how we do the sponsorships for the gala, so
sure.
I may get somewhat involved in that.
It's a magnificent event. For viewers who've never been or had a chance to attend the Brook Green Gala, that's got to be one of the biggest fundraisers in Horry and Georgetown County for a black tie event.
Yeah, we sold out this year. We sold over 600 tickets, as you know.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the things that's beautiful, so special about the gala, it's done outdoors,
right,
under tents. Oh, and the night, as you know, this last year it was supposed to rain, and it rained about 1 p.m. the next morning, or 1 a.m. the next morning, and so it stayed off for us, but it was a beautiful night, nice and cool, and
unbelievable.
The folks had a terrific time. So it's a pretty special event.
It really is, Bob. Well, we got a little less than 10 minutes, and we want to have a chance to highlight, of course, the Legacy Council program,
right,
the new program which has kicked off, but of course any of the other ways that some of the levels, I mean, are there opportunities for small businesses and large businesses alike, or is it just for big shot businesses up and down the Strand?
No, the business membership starts at $500.
Great, and that's reasonable.
That's reasonable.
Fantastic.
So what we tried to do is make it accessible to small businesses on the Grand Strand as well.
Yeah.
I mean, we're interested in building long-term partnerships with the business community along the Grand Strand. So, and in Georgetown County. So it starts at $500. It goes to $10,000 a year. Actually, we could do more than that, and when you get to the $10,000 level, we really, the notion is we sit down with the business and find out what the what their work plan is, what their business plan is, and how can we fit in with that.
Right, sure.
And so Georgetown Hospital has become a member, and the plan that we have with them is dramatically different than Withers Preserve, who just signed up, because their missions are different, and their objectives are different. And so it makes for a terrific partnership.
That is tremendous, Bob.
Yeah.
That is tremendous. And this is literally just kicked off.
Yeah, we started this program about in January, and have been talking, and there's a great deal of interest in it in the business community.
Well, I want to talk a little bit about the new Legacy Council program, but for viewers who've never visited, our viewers in the PD or southeastern North Carolina are probably less inclined to have visited, although if they visited the beach, this is really one of the gems. We've always heard it as one of the largest, if not the largest, outdoor sculpture garden in the world.
That's correct.
I've heard it many, many times, whether from Bob or his predecessor or other folks folks associated with the Oils Board, that it has got to be one of the largest outdoor sculpture gardens in the world.
We have over 550 sculptures that are displayed in the garden itself. Right. We have over 1,200 sculptures that are we have 3 galleries where other sculptures are exhibited, and so they come to the gardens. The gardens, the interesting thing about Brook Green is the gardens is really designed as a backdrop for the sculptures, and it is a spectacular backdrop, but that's really, it was created so that we have a pristine, beautiful setting for the sculptures display.
Right.
And so they will see sculptures there. A lot of people are, and the first time I visited Brook Green, I was surprised about the sculptures because I didn't realize that.
Just hearing the name Brook Green Gardens, you wouldn't necessarily think of sculptures, nor would you think of zoo.
Well, or the zoo. I didn't realize that either. So we also do a lot of education at the Brook Green Gardens. We have an education center. Third graders from Georgetown and Horry County come to Brook Green every year, learn about the Gullah heritage.
Right,
Our education department is run by a fellow named Ron Days, who had a program on Nickelodeon, as you know.
Gullah Days.
Yeah,
very popular.
Yeah, so and he does a spectacular job. We just secured some funding to do a discovery room for the kids, so they can come in and they can learn about different facets, from sculpture to forestry to their backyard. and nature. So
oh, yeah.
we have a great educational component at Brook Green as well.
And the focus on education is truly from the top down. Everyone there in the organization, aside from Bob being on the Georgetown County Board of Education himself as an elected member there, everyone out there is interested in education. It is absolutely pervasive in the operation.
That's correct, and I learn something new every day at Brook Green.
Listen up, Bob. Well, with 9,200 acres now, of course, that includes the Huntington Beach State Park and much of that property. But for viewers who are visiting for the first time, as you highlighted, the big sculpture right out there on 17 Business, that they would see the giant one, the big horse, the stallions there.
Right.
What do they, as they come in the first time? And
well, they'll come into the gate, and the entryway is truly beautiful. They'll come in, they'll go around some ponds and see some, I mean, the whole garden is beautiful. Around those ponds, we plant not tulips, daffodils every year. And
right.
So they'll come in, then they go to the Welcome Center, and at the Welcome Center, they are welcomed by volunteers. We have over 350 volunteers that volunteer time at Brook Green.
Really?
So they'll make them feel welcome.
That many, Bob?
That is correct.
Wow.
We tabulated all their hours, and it would take us, we would have to hire something like 29 people to do all the work. They did over 54,000 hours of work, donated time to Brook Green last year. So they go to the Welcome Center. They will be given, of course, a map of the property.
Right.
There's a movie that they can view that tells about the history and about the gardens itself. And then when they go into the gardens, there's a number of ways to walk in. They can walk through Live Oak Alley, where there are oak trees that have been that are over 250 years old. It's the most beautiful thing. And the garden itself, when the Huntingtons created it, it's done in the shape of a butterfly.
Oh,
and so
you can see that from above.
You can see that
shots,
right. And as you walk through, many of the sculptures have pools around them.
Right.
So it's a absolutely pristine and beautiful place, and you can walk through at your leisure. We have a children's garden where there are special sculptures in there for kids.
Right.
So anyway, and then you just discover the things that you find you like. I'm always amazed at how people have their favorite places in Brook Green Gardens.
Yeah.
And there's so many different gardens that you can do that. So
one of the great things I don't think you've yet mentioned, Bob, because as you said, there are so many things to see and do out there, is food offerings. There's great opportunities for you can literally come out for a full day event, have lunch out there, have dinner out there. I mean, there's an opportunity to eat enough, an early dinner, but there's surely walking throughout right there. Share with viewers a little bit about the opportunity to eat out there.
Yeah, we have 3 restaurants on the property. One is a full-scale restaurant called the Pavilion that has excellent food.
Oh, yeah.
There's a smaller restaurant called the Old Kitchen, which I really like.
Oh, yeah.
It's in the gardens itself. You can stop by there, and they serve, particularly in the winter, they serve soup and hot soup and quiche, which is perfect.
Yes.
And I've taken donors there to talk to them.
Great place to spend some
nice.
QT with potential sponsors and donors.
And then down at the Low Country Center, we have a snack bar restaurant there where people can purchase food as well, and it's all excellent. And much of it, the food is stuff that would be indigenous to the Low Country, that kind of food.
Right.
So. And the restaurants will be open during cool summer evenings.
Tremendous. Next Wednesday's the big kickoff, June 18th. And for viewers, we've got less than a minute, Bob. For viewers who really want to get out there for the first time, is cool summer evenings a great opportunity to do it?
Great opportunity. Bring your lawn chair.
Right.
And bring, because what you'll do is the entertainment will be on the lawns. So you bring your lawn chair, you sit. I didn't mention that on Friday night we have concert night.
Oh, good.
And so there's a concert every Friday night.
Right.
So bring your lawn chairs. You can bring food if you want to bring your own food, but the food that people bring in, you have to go to the picnic. We have a very nice picnic area, or take advantage of one of the restaurants and just relax, cool off after a long day and enjoy the beauty of the gardens and the music.
35 plus years in nonprofit organizations, Bob. What's been the best part of it for you joining Brook Green Gardens in November?
In my whole history, I have not, and I've worked for a lot of organizations, all truly wonderful organizations. It's a great place for me to end my career at Brook Green Gardens. The product there is so spectacular, and it is the best place I've ever driven to every day for work.
Listen to that. Love it. Thanks so much for being with us this morning, Bob.
My
Congratulations to your daughter there and her recent graduation.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Bob MacConnell with Brook Green Gardens coming up next. Whether you visit brookgreen.org or actually physically travel down to Brook Green Gardens, you're going to see why their slogan works just right. Ever-changing, simply amazing. Ever-changing, simply amazing. It's actually applicable to Bob as well. The opportunity to be there and institute some new programs, get the ball rolling, and find tremendous sponsors of which you can be a part of. You can be a part of that. Take the time to give them a call, 843-235-6000. You can ask for Bob MacConnell or just ask for great information about Brook Green Gardens and everything they're doing out there. Cool Summer Evenings kicks off next Wednesday, June 18th. Take the time to learn more. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday nights for 9 weeks. Great theater on Wednesday nights, family nights on Thursday nights, and of course you heard him talk about the tremendous music concerts on Friday nights. Get out there. It's a real opportunity. Ever-changing, simply amazing. Brook Green Gardens. Bob MacConnell, thanks so much for being with us this morning.